Okay, it's going. Is it working?
It's working.
All right.
Podcast 12.
Podcast 12. We're both super hungover.
Mostly tired.
Yeah, I guess just me.
Yeah.
Steven got a haircut, if you can't tell.
Like to stay fresh.
So handsome.
Thanks, bro.
Today we're talking about the pursuit of passion, and we had a meeting yesterday with Gary Vee. Well, not really a meeting.
He came to our class.
Yeah, it sounds cooler when you say meeting. But we learned from Gary Vee last night, and no matter what you think about Gary Vee, it was insightful and fun to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest takeaway we had that we both discussed on was his idea that people are just scared to follow their passion, but because they think they can't make money or monetize it. However, if you really looked into it, there's always a way. And he had a really good point of people are chasing jobs they don't even like because they feel like it's safe and they're going to make money from it instead of like following what they actually want to do. And he used the analogy like people go after MBAs because they think that's the right thing to do. However, if you just like shadowed your role model or someone that's pursuing their passion similar to you and learn from them for 3 to 4 years, you get way more valuable experience than if you just went to school for 4 years.
In particular, he said someone who was at the top of the field of which you're pursuing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you were interested in real estate, shadowing like one of the best real estate developers in the country, you would learn way more from that than getting an MBA or
or
whatever.
if you want to be a public speaker, like you could shadow like Gary Vee or something and go learn from
someone.
Go learn from like what he's doing, how he did it, where he started, and just like build skills that way. So I thought that was a really interesting idea because we graduate in 4 weeks, which is fucking insane, and we're in this crossroad where we're trying to figure out what we want to do the rest of our lives, or at least the next coming years. And it seems that we get pushed in these directions that are misaligned with like what we actually want to do.
Yeah. There's the thing about how most starting jobs aren't going to be enjoyable because you're kind of just being bitched around as the new employee.
Yeah.
You know, you have to do the dirty work. But I think what Gary Vee said was pretty insightful. Like, for him personally, he claimed that entrepreneurship is like the number one thing that he enjoys doing. Like, for some people that's playing basketball, for some people that's filmmaking. For him, that's what he would do for free with all his free time. That's like playing video games for him. He'll do it for 18 hours a day because he fucking loves it.
Yeah.
Win or lose. So he says, if there's something like that for you that you're passionate about, maybe it's time to start thinking about pursuing that.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting how he described entrepreneurship as a game.
Yeah.
I just love playing this game to create successful businesses.
Yeah.
He also had a good point of entrepreneurship is like the opposite of school. Like it's like school, you get all these like micro wins. Like, you know, you go in a quiz, you go in like a test, turn your homework in. It's like a micro win. But in entrepreneurship, it's the process of micro failures. So you're constantly just like trying to reinvent things, and you're going to run into way more failures than successes. And
occasionally, if you're lucky, you get a macro win.
Right.
After like 100, 1,000 micro losses.
yeah, macro losses. So I mean, our micro losses. So it's, I don't know, it's like the process of like understanding failure, and that's a huge thing I kind of took away from that. But back to the passion aspect, I think, I don't know, Steven, like what do you like think you're passionate about? Like what can you spend like 10 hours a day doing and be like, I didn't even work today. I was just so happy in the moment.
Yeah, well, I think some people are luckier than others to have figured that out earlier on in life.
Yeah.
Maybe some people have their parents push them into piano or swim or diving.
Chess.
And maybe or chess. Maybe it was, you know, not fun at first, but once they got good at it, they got into the grooves of it. It became something that they're super passionate about.
So like they kind of like crafted the passion.
Right. Like, yeah, I don't think it's as magical as waking up one day and saying like, wow, I want to be this. I think it's a process of discovery. Like there's some things that you prefer to do over others. Some people are more analytically minded. Some people are more, you know, left brain, right brain, whatever.
Yeah.
There's certain things that are definitely better for you, and it's up to you to go and try things and discover.
Another great point he made was you don't get the results from reading about push-ups. You know what I mean? You get the results from doing push-ups.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just like in life and discovering passion, you aren't just going to be like studying and be like, oh yeah, I'm suddenly passionate about basketball. You know what I mean? You find that out by
You
doing things.
it
Yeah.
instead of fantasizing about, wow, it'd be cool to make films, or it'd be cool to make art, it'd be cool to do finance.
Yeah.
Why don't you go out and try and see if you like it?
Yeah. And that's what I've gotten a lot of advice from mentors about how your 20s is the years of exploration of passions. Like, just say yes to everything. So no matter what industry it is, like, if you think you're inclined to do it, go give it a shot. And then if you don't like it for a year, like, there's always pivoting involved. So I don't know, for me at least, like, I would love to like run my own like fitness like channel, fitness brand. And so that when he said that, I'm like, wow, like maybe I shouldn't be trying to like go into all these like financial service industries. I just go shadow like Bradley Martin, you know what I mean, or like one of those like huge fitness names, and like just go learn like what he's doing, and then maybe like from that like create my own thing, or like Alex Hormozy, like a entrepreneur / fitness guy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So that kind of like clicked with me. I'm like, maybe I should, I don't know, like rethink my strategy currently. How do you feel about that?
yeah,
Get my mic closer.
yeah. And then I think it might be you have an idea of what you might want to do, and you won't really know until you go out and try it. But you do have an inkling, and that's the best lead you have. So
Sure.
the only thing you can do is go out and try it and be like,
Yeah,
maybe I don't want to do anything with fitness tech. I want to do something with fitness coaching. But like, you won't know until you try it.
right.
So
Where do you think you lie?
follow your inkling. Well, right now I have a job in finance.
You mean inclination?
Yeah, or inkling.
What's that?
It's like kind of like an
Is that a
inkling.
word?
I think it is
That's definitely not a word, bro.
an inkling for something.
There's no way.
An inclination for something.
Is that incline like short for inclination?
Maybe to be honest, I have no clue.
That's not a word, bro.
I feel like I've
Oh
heard
my
it before.
God.
Whatever. Point is, if you have an
You're more
inkling,
hungover than I am.
maybe. What do I have an inkling for?
Don't say that. Okay. Yeah.
What do I have an inclination for? I think I'm working on discovering that. I think we talked about this before. I think I would prefer to do something where it's more creative, and that can mean a lot of things. Like entrepreneurship is creative because you're building a brand from scratch.
Making a YouTube channel.
Making a YouTube channel is
It's
creative.
pretty damn
Doing
creative.
photography is creative.
Yeah.
I think that's something I have an inclination for.
There you go.
And
There you go.
I don't really think I'll figure out exactly what that is until I start trying different things.
Yeah, of course, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought he was a pretty insightful speaker.
Totally.
Yeah. I don't know if we're allowed to say this, but we zoomed in, and every time he cussed, we took a drink. Is that responsible? to say that?
Exposed.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. It was a great pregame for
Yeah.
sure. He cussed a lot.
yeah,
You know?
yeah, that's his thing. That's a lot.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Exploring passions,
Yeah.
figuring it out. I think it's a great topic for 22-year-old college kids
Yeah.
who don't know what they want to do.
This is kind of maybe not exactly the point you're trying to make, but I feel like your passion doesn't have to be a job either.
Sure.
It doesn't have to relate to the way you make money. It's
Yeah.
okay to have things you enjoy. Because think about it. What's the point of, I don't know, if you enjoy surfing, but you know you're not going to become professional, does that mean it's not an important aspect of your life? It might
Yeah.
be one of the most important aspects of your life. And what's the point of becoming super rich and having all the free time to retire when you're 30? What are you going to do then? You're going to want to surf, right? So why not incorporate some of that into your daily life and just...
Shouldn't you like try to maybe structure your professional career around surfing in some aspect? Like, what if you were like a surf coach? I don't know.
Not necessarily. I
don't
don't
think
think
so?
I don't think I agree with that.
Hmm.
Because you can have 5 different hobbies, 5 different passions. You can't incorporate it all into exactly like a perfectly fitted job or a career.
Yeah.
It's okay to have a life outside of your work that you're also passionate about.
Would you rather make $1 million a year in profit for working a really shitty job in an industry you hate, or would you rather make like $50K a year just being like a surf instructor or something and just surfing all day for 10 years? This is a 10-year commitment.
I would do the
I don't know.
because of the money amounts. I would do the $1 million.
Yeah.
At least for a couple years, just because you could do it for 3 years.
You're locked in for 10.
You're locked in for 10.
10 years.
Well, okay. Am I locked in for $50K a year as a surf instructor?
Yeah.
Can I have side hustles? Can I have other jobs? Or am I just,
Like
that's my
what
cap?
would you do? That's a cap. Like that's your your 50K cap income is that's it.
Gosh, if you told me it was the rest of my life, I would say surfing. But if
Really?
for 10 years, that's a different story.
Yeah. Maybe like if you just do the shitty job for 10 years, $10 million invested properly, like then you could just like spend the next 10 years surfing.
Exactly.
But then you're kind of just like trading off years for money, which is kind of bullshit.
Well, a job is a job.
But
You
like
know?
you're miserable. Like it's like you're working in banking and like you're like working like 7 to 7.
Banking's not necessarily miserable.
Okay, bro.
But
like,
I see what
you
you're
know what I'm
saying.
saying. Here.
I see what you're saying. I know.
Like long ass hours.
Yeah.
Like grueling work, not like fulfilling, but you're making a bag.
If that's your whole life, like you were saying, locked in for 40 years in a job you don't like, let's say it's finance versus surfing, I would do surfing because what's the point of making all that money if you never got to enjoy it and do what you love?
That's what I was thinking.
But
Then you're gonna be broke.
I mean, the timeline does matter because let's say it's a year, I can make $1 million, and that's
Yeah, I think I could
lot of
suck it up for a year and just do it and get the money.
because it's as much as we like fantasize about passions and whatnot on this channel, like there's also the aspect of practicalities of life. A lot of time,
Right.
a job is about providing.
Yeah, of course.
for a living,
of course,
right?
Of course.
So I think it's irresponsible even to just say money doesn't matter at all. Money does matter, like in the sense not like it provides you happiness, as in it's something you have to make in order to provide a living for yourself. And
Yeah,
when you have
yeah.
a family someday, that's even more responsibility.
It's interesting to me, like when I hear some of the wealthiest people I know, when I ask them like what they're passionate about, a lot of them told me just being wealthy. Straight up, like that was like their. I was like, when you were in college, like what did you want to be? And they said I wanted to be wealthy. Like that, like that's what Alex Hormozy says. A lot of other people say, and it's just like,
I think there's more to
They're-
life than that, but
yeah, I agree. Cause like I'll talk to them and like they're billionaires, but like they don't when they're on vacation, like they're thinking about sales or they're thinking about like making more money.
yeah.
I'm like you aren't being in the, like living in the present. Like you're just so consumed by it. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's the best way to live. But you have to figure out a way to be practical to provide a living for yourself while trying to incorporate your passion.
Yeah, like we mentioned before, it's always a balance.
It's a complicated equation.
Yeah, I
would say.
agree. I don't know. I think I would probably do the surfing for 10 years.
What if you wanted a family and then they wanted to go to private school and you couldn't afford
But
it?
dude, like you're just trading happiness for money. Like, you know what I mean?
Trading happiness for money, yeah.
Like, that's what it comes down to. Like if you're
But
just
I think money doesn't buy
like why
happiness.
can't your kid like what's the point of being a millionaire if you're just depressed? You know what I mean?
Yes, money doesn't buy
That's
happiness,
beat.
but money does buy things, and sometimes
Money
things enable you to be.
what
happy
did
in
we say?
certain ways.
Money's like a vehicle to afford like happier lifestyle.
Freedom, security, stability,
Yeah, fuck. I think
choices.
I think freedom's the biggest one. Like money does provide freedom, but like you're still free if you're like a surfer that makes $50K a year. If you just love surfing, like you're just chill being a surf bum. You know what I mean? Does that make
Yeah.
sense? Like you're still like you still have a lot of freedom there. I don't know. That's a hard ass question.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the question: is life all about happiness in the sense of personal enjoyment? Like I love surfing, but is that the only criteria for a fulfilled life? What about like responsibility? What about like
Yeah.
creating an impact? What about
I think you told me this like you wanted to go start like a surf shop for a year in Hawaii
Mhm.
for like a year, and like you just do, but you're afraid to get trapped there or something.
Yeah,
like that?
no. The thing is like
Maybe you were just joking.
I'm saying like it'd be fun to like work at a surf shop in Hawaii for a year after college, but I feel like I would just stay there for the rest of my life.
See, like, but you're happy though. You know what I mean? But I think you're missing out on a lot of valuable experience you couldn't have otherwise, like traveling the world, experiencing other
Which
cultures,
costs
and
money.
countries,
Exactly.
which is like why like money could be
Yeah.
important.
So
But like, if you're so consumed in it, like when you travel, like you aren't even present in that moment anyway.
right. I think you can achieve some sort of balance between the two.
Yeah, I think there should be a balance. You just gotta know like when to chill out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
People that are so rich though are so obsessed with it. Like they're so obsessed with the game and making money. It's a game
Right.
to people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they make a sale and they're like they get addicted to making a sale. Just like when you're in like when I'm in the gym and like I hit a PR, like I'm addicted to lifting heavier weights.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds really meathead of me, but like it's super
You are a
true.
bit meathead. It's fine though.
I'm a huge meathead, I guess.
Brace who you are.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Chasing passions.
Chasing
Chasing
passions.
passions.
Chasing
I
passions.
think we get on that.
Okay.
Amen.
Amen.
Cheers, brother. Episode 12.
12.
Crazy. Nice.